Hello guys, it's your boy Sirigath, aka Shieldcoomer in game name, with another one of these M+ videos, you know, before we begin, before into the get into the grit of the things, you know, while we're doing the pretty standard skip that I don't think needs any special mentions. I do want to say that I apologize for the lack of uploaded videos lately. I've just had like a pretty busy IRL period and also some personal stuff that I had to take care of, so I just had lack of time to do these, and honestly we haven't really pushed that many keys lately with this group because we've been working on alt group a lot, and I was progressing Paintsmith as well, so I was a little bit more focused on that than I was on these like push keys. And as you all know, like the previous 2 weeks were also just absolutely horrible, so there's also that a little bit, but it's not because of that. I actually like bad weeks, to be honest, more than like easy weeks, because it feels more special to push, but just overall I had a bit of a lack of time, so I couldn't, but yeah, let's get into grit of things. So this is Plaguefall 21, as I said. This is, I think, what, 2-3 weeks ago. Fortified, Spiteful, Grievous, Tormented. This priest doesn't really like Grievous. It's very tedious and very mana consuming to keep people up during Grievous, and honestly, surprisingly, we don't, at least I personally do not like Spiteful either. It is very annoying in the big pulls where you need to cast a lot and just like pay attention to a lot of things. Having a ghost chase you, it's very obnoxious. Luckily we do have decent tools to deal with it. We have Fear and we have Shining Force. Those are both very powerful tools to deal with the ghosts. So it's not like we don't have a solution, but yeah, it does get a bit nasty sometimes. So yeah, here I put Tooth on our warrior tank. And I just pop Rupture, just trying to keep people alive, you know, because I know there will be spirits coming, and I know there will be the pools potentially if we didn't dispel everything, and I don't think we dispelled everything. I think we dispelled some of them. This time I did Arcane Torrent there at some point, which you can do, by the way, if you're a Blood Elf. You can just Arcane Torrent those buffs that leave. So like if you remove the buffs that the slimes have, they don't leave pools. It just simplifies this pull a little bit. It's not the biggest of deals, but it's something you can do for very little cost. Like it costs you 1 global and you even get mana back.
Beckon slime.
No idea how I opened the weak aura there. But yeah, honestly, like I remember this is the time where I was switching up my UI a little bit, so some things are a little bit scuffed, but that's okay. I switched UI again in the past like week, 2 weeks when I wasn't uploading. And yeah, here these guys, like, you don't really wanna let them come to Plague Vulture, but it's not the end of the world. They basically just give him a stack and they make him stronger, so basically his ability on Fortified 21 would be a one-shot, but I do believe that it's a one-shot anyway, like for anything other than tank, so it's kind of like same result. Like sure, if you want to be safe you can do it, but it doesn't really, ultimately doesn't matter. But yeah, I definitely was trying to fix something in the... See? Alright, it was the audio for the... Exactly, there we go, yeah, it was audio for the Spiteful. Okie dokie. Alright, let's see what we'll do. I think we're doing boss now. Nice, yeah. We got all the CDs, why not do boss? Pretty interesting boss here. This is the most dangerous part when he does Plague Stomp, and then you're slowed. And then he also applies this dot. This dot is worth dispelling, by the way. Not during Boon of the Ascended. It's not worth wasting a global from Boon. But for example, if you're not running any like major CDs at the moment, it is worth to do it. I don't know how I'm dealing some little damage though. Like Boon. And I'm only at 3.5k, like I'm really not sure why my damage is so low, to be completely honest with you guys. I feel like I should do, well, to be fair, Boon doesn't deal like that much single target. I mean the Blast does, but the Nova doesn't, so it's kinda, yeah, it kinda makes sense, to be fair. It deals more damage on the like AoE pulls. like the ones that have like a few mobs, like 4 or 5 mobs. That's where it really hits hard. But yeah, as you can see here, things got a little bit dicey, and this is why I said, like, look at how difficult Grievous is. Like, and then I toothed Hunter, because you know, like, it looked to me like Hunter didn't have turtle, but he actually did. But I still think it's like a good decision. Like, you can see, like, toothed procced, and we healed him for free. And then I can just focus on healing the rest of the guys. And here I wanted to do a push on the slime. I'm actually not sure if you can push that slime or not. We were just like, I was pretty desperate. I got into position basically to fear, to be honest. But then I saw I have no fear, so I said like, okay, I'll try to push. But luckily we killed it on time, so that ended up being quite alright. Quite alright indeed. Once again, this guy, I mean, same old, same old. You can do a few things here. You can fear these little slimes, just help your guys with DPS. Nobody here should take damage. I think on the Fortified 21 you die anyway if you take his frontal hit. So it doesn't really matter. There's not much you can do as a healer here other than just deal damage. That's why a lot of people talk about this, like, importance of healer that deals damage in high keys is very significant. Like, that is why I think Holy Pala is one of the best at the moment, and also why people prefer shamans nowadays. I've seen a lot of shamans at the moment in high keys, because apparently Kyrian shaman can deal a lot of damage as well, according to some people. So that's
jagged spines.
If you find yourself at loss of what to do as a healer at any point, like there's nothing to heal and the pull seems easy, I think it's worth investing some time into learning when you can pull this off. But it is worth to note that you should examine your DPS rotation and stuff. Like you should invest some time into learning how to maximize your damage output. And if you have a good group and you see that, like, if in certain keys the bottleneck isn't HPS but DPS instead, then you should honestly, like, consider, like, gearing specifically to deal damage. I'm not sure how it is for other classes, but for this that would mean, like, maximizing your, you know, like, haste, versa, and crit. But I'm assuming everybody who pushes high keys is already capped on haste, so you can invest a little bit into crit and versa, because versa does give you more damage. I think having good mastery is also important, but I personally don't really... I'm not entirely sure why. I've seen some other discs that push high keys have a lot of mastery. I'm not sure how I feel about it. I think mastery is good in raid. In keys, it definitely has value, because... yeah, it has value. You can't say that it's bad. It's not bad. It's just like, if I had to pick, I would rather pick haste or crit, I think. But all our secondaries, I feel like, have equal value. There's not one secondary where I can say this one means less. Even versa. Versa is also good. I have a, like, obnoxiously low versa at the moment, which makes me really squishy. That's the problem. Like, it's not about damage. It's about the fact that I don't take, like, damage reduction from versa. Like, it's just so low that I'm at a point where, like, the damage I'm reducing is basically non-existent, and it's a bit of a problem on some fights where there's, like, a consistent AoE damage. It was also a problem on the previous season during the Pridefalls and stuff. So having versa is not useless. It's not something you should aim for, though. Like, you shouldn't sacrifice, I feel like, any other secondaries for versa, but just, like, versa gear is not bad to have. And here I think he got rooted and died. I'm not sure. As always, like, in my opinion, Disc has a little bit of a problem with keeping tanks alive, and Warrior Disc is probably the worst possible combination, because Warrior lacks self-sustain and Disc does not really like to heal tanks. So sometimes this just happens, like, Warrior will run out of CDs and I'll just end up, like, not being able to out-heal the damage they receive. But I think this was just an unfortunate overlap. I think he got hit by the bomb or he got rooted or something. I don't really know, but I could have prevented this if I knew he's in trouble, like I could have just stoofed it, but I didn't. I wasn't aware that it's gonna happen, so not really sure if that mistake is on me or on the tank, but either way it sucks that it happened, but luckily the problem wasn't in the end that big. It was kind of alright, so we kind of pulled through. No biggie. And yeah, you can see now like Boone doing a little bit more, and I tried to get the last radiance in there, but I had to waste some globals on like these spells and stuff, and this pull really got overwhelming quickly, and I think we almost wiped here. Yeah, we almost had like a full wipe. This was very close to a full wipe in the end, but luckily Hunter managed to kind of save himself, which will mean that he'll be able to res, so we don't have to waste another invis potion and a lot of time as well. Oh, I end up releasing. Okay, that's... Huh. Wait, why did I release? Okay, that's interesting, because our hunter is in an engineer. And maybe we didn't want to waste a combat res or something, I don't know. I'm really not sure. But yeah, here I get revealed actually. Oh wow, this is a disaster. Wait, how did we ever time this key? I forgot this happened. But yeah, so guys, like you can see what happened here. It's I'm actually not sure. I'm not sure what revealed me, to be completely honest. It doesn't make sense. Damn, it's crazy to me that we managed to salvage this after, like, look, I think we already spent like 2 minutes. Like, if you rewind this video and you take a look at what was going on, I think it's already like 2 minutes spent on this whole disaster. But luckily, this is something that you can do as a priest. This is something I learned before doing this dungeon from our other fails. Because we tried like a few times this Plaguefall. You can actually just get through here with Mindsuit, as long as the big guy isn't there. Like if he's on the other side, you can go on the opposite side and you can use your Fade plus Mindsuit to kind of squeeze through. It's not easy to do, and I would definitely not recommend it. It's a big time waste compared to the Invis potion, but in case it all goes bad, like you can, this is just something you can do. Of course, you don't have to be Disc Priest, you can also be Shadow Priest, right? Or Holy Priest, it doesn't matter. As long as you have Mindsuit, you're fine. Wait, does Holy have Mindsuit? I think they do, right? They do. Wait a minute. But I actually need to look this up, now I'm curious. Because I actually don't remember. Wait, Mind Suit. Yeah, it's a priest spell. Right. Okay. Yeah, I thought for a second, like I couldn't remember using it as a holy ever. I probably did, I just don't remember. I mean, I played holy very little, so like I've done some keys as holy, but that was only on start of this season and never again. Guys, like you gotta keep in mind, like, sorry, sometimes you might be thinking like, oh my god, this guy's such a noob, like he doesn't know fundamental things. Like this is the first patch I'm actually playing. Like I've never played retail before. This is the first expansion I'm playing. I literally made my characters when the Shadowlands patch got released for BFA a little bit later, like at the end of the BFA, like 1.5 week, 2 weeks, and then I rushed to level up 2 characters, and I chose DH. And I chose priests and paladin, yeah, and paladin. Those were my. And then somebody told me like Havok is garbage. It's not gonna be useful at all. And once again, since I didn't know much, I just switched to priest because I thought this priest is gonna be easy to play, because this priest used to be easy when in the patches I played like long time ago. On the Wrath, right? Like priest was just basically spamming his power word shield, nothing else. So I just thought it's gonna be easy, but oh, was I wrong? I literally picked the hardest healing spec in the game. It is what it is, though. It's not. I enjoy it. Like I enjoy priest a lot. Like, that is the only reason why I'm still playing it, because it's honestly. in the previous patch it was worth it. Like in 9.0, it was worth it to play it, even if you didn't enjoy it, because it was so goddamn overpowered in raids. But this season, you don't even really need Disc. Like, you kind of want Disc, but you don't really need it. You can take Mistweaver instead. You can even take another Paladin. You can even take Holy Priest now. It's not ideal, but it works. So it's not that overpowered anymore. Still good though, don't get me wrong, it's still good, but it's, yeah. My point is, for how, like, exceptional players can do amazing things on Disc, but for your average players, it's not really worth to play in, okay, that's probably mean to say. Okay, what I'm trying to say is that for Disc, you need to do a lot. Like, you need to do a lot of research, you need to play a lot. You need a lot of pulls on a fight to learn how to fight it. Compared to something like Paladin, where 5 pulls in, I already know the fight. I'm not even kidding, like, guys, like 5 pulls in, I already learned the fight on Holy Paladin. In raid, I'm talking about. In keys, it's a little bit different. I think Disc is nice for keys. I don't think it's too hard to play on keys. I think it's gear dependent though, so which a lot of people seem to not understand. Like, you cannot be like horrible geared and expect your smites to heal anybody. You know what I mean? Like, your atonement healing is just gonna be super miserable if your gear is bad, and that's gonna in turn mean that you will need to spam Shadowman. And if you ever get to a point where you need to spam Shadowman as a Disc to heal people, like, consistently, of course, doing it from time to time for certain mechanics is just the only way to play it. Like, it is what it is. But I'm saying that if you are ever in a situation where the only way you can keep anybody alive is spamming Shadowmans, that means that you're better off playing some other healer, honestly, because it's just not worth it. Like, that's not what makes this class strong. This class, like our class, this class, the main, this is my theory only, guys, don't take this as a fact. Like, as I always say, this isn't a guide, this isn't anything that you're supposed to take like a holy letter. Like, I'm just holy letter, I'm just a guy that's like sharing his experience with you, and like just hoping you guys find it entertaining or useful. If you do, I'm grateful, and if you don't, then it is what it is. Feel free to tell me why you think I'm wrong as well, because I love discussing these things. But the way I see it, what makes Disc such unique and such a powerful healer is that, unlike most other classes, Disc does healing and damage at the same time good, because we heal through damage we deal. That's a big oversimplification, but our toolkit allows us to do both, and that is why I think it's a strong class, because you can not a lot of, like, I don't know, I play Paladin as well. I haven't played any other healer seriously, so I can't really say, but I've looked at their toolkits, and it doesn't seem to me like any other healer can provide you a lot of damage reliably on every pull while keeping people alive. It feels like, even on, honestly, even in Holy Pala, like, yeah, Crusader Strike is nice, and Ashen Hollow is nice, and now we have that hammer as well, right? The talent we take in the first tree, and there is Consecration and stuff, but still, if the pull is difficult in terms of HPS, even Paladin won't really out-damage, sorry, Disc, unless you do Ashen Hollow. So I'm talking like outside of these cities, because you're gonna have to Holy Shock the group, and then your damage will fall off no matter how you look at it. And now if you pop, yeah, if you pop wings and then you throw some hammers of rats and stuff, yeah, overall, of course, Holy Pala will out DPS this. But I'm just saying, like, as if you're a good Disc and you know what you're doing and your group isn't too bad, because this is also important part. Like, if your group is bad as a Disc, you just cannot afford to deal a lot of damage. But if it's not, then you can kind of get to a point where you get to deal a lot of damage and still heal people. Sorry. God, I'm so used to live content creation that I'm Like, I could have just stopped recording for a second, yawned, and then turned it back on, but I kind of do these... I like to do these keys in one breath, because it kind of makes me feel like I'm here with you guys. I don't know if that's weird or not. You make what of it, whatever you want to make of it. But it just kind of feels to me like it's more personal this way. I don't know how to explain it otherwise. Like, it's kind of this feeling I have. It makes me feel better. Because if I cut it too much, I kind of... Later when I listen to it, it feels like... I mean, it just feels cut, like because it is cut. But it feels like it, and I don't want it to feel like it. Because I'm not good at continuing, like, to talk in the same manner after I stop. So, for example, if I would stop now for a minute and, like, I don't know, think about something and then come back, I feel like my tone of voice would change and stuff, and that's just kind of weird, to be honest. But yeah. And here a big mistake of me here is that I have no Kyrian file. By the way, you can remove this bleed with Kyrian file. That is incredibly powerful, because this guy on high keys, he will melt you with a dot, and I just did not have a file ready. So a big misplay by me, honestly. Very sloppy of me not to notice that I have 0 files right now. Like, I'm just looking at it now and it's really triggering me. And I'm even heading into a boss fight and I'm gonna be with 0 files, it looks like, for quite some time. It's because I don't usually notice that they are... I don't usually notice that they are... how to put it... They're used, because I have a passive usage conduit, right? It's one of the on the soulbinds, on one of the conduits it says, if you drop below blah blah blah, you're gonna get, you know, your file automatically used and blah blah blah. So basically, I don't pay attention that much, and when I don't notice when they get used, and I end up not having it ready. So big misplay. That is a big mistake, guys. Don't be me. Don't be like me. Trust me. Like, Kyrian file, I've gotten better now at using this. Keep in mind, this was like 2 weeks ago, these keys, so I did improve meanwhile. As I said, don't be that guy. Just have your Kyrian files ready. That thing is insane, guys. It heals you for 20% of your HP. Think about it. You have 50k HP. 20% is like 10k, so it's basically a health potion. It's essentially a free health potion that you can combine with another health potion, and with some defensive, you can never die. You are actually immortal. Like, you are actually immortal. And think about it, sure, 20k isn't enough to make you live through some hard mechanics, but it's enough to buy your healer time to heal you, and that is very important. Like, it's not, sometimes it's not about surviving on your own, sometimes it's about buying time for your healer to heal you. I know that sounds weird and funny, but it really do be like that, guys. It really does work like that. Like, sometimes I'm literally casting a heal, and if the person lived for just 0.5 seconds longer, I would have kept them alive, no problem. But they didn't use a potion, or they didn't something, and that doesn't, I'm not necessarily mean that's their fault or my fault even. Like, it's just how it is. Like, you need to buy as much time as you can for other people to react in your group, and if you can do that by using something that's given to you for free, you should. And here I finally used it, like I noticed. Finally. I mean, not here, I used it about a minute ago, but I was in the middle of the rant, so I didn't want to stop. Yeah, and here Hunter is saving cities. I think we're gonna blow up the bomb together with Icos here. Yeah, so I should PI him now. There it is. We knock the slime and she's gonna trap it, I think. There we go. That's a neat little trick we figured out on our own that I'm very proud of. Because we noticed, like, if we trap it... Oh, whoa, what was that lag? Oh, that was nasty. But yeah, we noticed that if we trap it in the group, sometimes it will break. Maybe because we have DHs, maybe it's because... That happened to us when we were pushing with my paladin as well, like Consecration got it and Ashen Hollow and stuff. So it's better to just knock it. If you have the tool to do it, you know. Who can knock? Like, it's hunters, shamans, priests... Who else? Druids, right? I think druids have a knock as well. Or is that only in PvP? I actually don't even know. Dude, it's been so long since I played with the Balance Druid. Which sounds kind of weird because they're insanely strong in the moment, but it is what it is. And here I'm saving Boon for a good reason. Like, I'm saving Boon so we can
Slime lunge.
I'm so sorry, guys. So we can blow this
Slime
explosion
lunge.
up. Virulent explosion. However, we noticed that we did not have CC for the second slime, so basically I handled it. You can see, like I knocked it once and then it started running towards us, and I just feared it. And that is how you can use your toolkit. That is why some people asked, you know, I saw a comment on one of the previous videos. Why would I bring Disc Priest when I can bring a Shaman? And it's like, yeah, dude, but like every class brings specific toolkit, you know? It's not about why you should bring this or that. Trust me, like, guys, trust me, like, much better players than me have said this, and I absolutely agree. Like, I've played a lot of games. I know what I'm talking about. Having a good player is always gonna mean so much more than having a good comp or having a good champion or a hero or a race or class or whatever it is, like gear even. Yeah, these things matter, they do matter. If somebody's telling you that it doesn't matter, they're lying to you. It's a copium. They're lying to you.
Creepy crawlers.
But trust me, good player means more than any of these things. Like, if you know what you're doing and if you're executing properly with your group, none of these things matter as much as people think they do. That being said though, why bring this priest? I already said why. Good damage, good utility, PI, stamina, buff. Yeah, that's about it.
Beware.
In terms of healing, we're probably one of the worst healers though, so people need to keep that in mind. That's why I always say, like, I feel like Disc is only for like advanced players. That's why you'll see Disc in MDI even, and not really that much in Pugs. I feel like Pugs don't like Discs, and I understand that. I understand that. Like, if I made the Pug group and I needed a healer, and I wasn't playing a healer or somebody, I would much rather invite Adria, Shami, or a Priest. Sorry, or a Paladin rather than Priest. As I said, like, on Priest, it feels like you need to do everything perfectly to do the bare minimum HPS that's required to survive. Whereas other classes, I feel like they have much more room for error. It's like on a Paladin, you have Martyr, you have Holy Shock, you have Word of Glory, you have decent AoE healing. The only thing that annoys me when I'm playing Paladin is when people aren't stacking, so I can't do AoE heals. But yeah, either way, I should have talked about the dungeon a little bit more. Sorry guys, I got distracted and carried away. I talked about nonsense. Basically, we decided that for us it's worth to kill all 4 guys. Now, you can probably skip some of them, for sure.
Enveloping webbing.
I think obviously you don't want to skip the damage ones, so you probably want to skip either this physical one, but we estimated that we have enough time, and we have estimated that our tank feels more comfortable if he doesn't take extra physical damage, because he said that I don't know, the ad hits hard or something. I don't know, we had a little bit of a disagreement about that. We wanted to skip the physical guy. He said don't skip physical guy, and you know, out of respect for him and his opinions, we decided to kill it. I think that is okay. I don't think you need to skip anything to time at 21, as we will prove soon enough. But that being said though, we do need to be clean from now on, so I feel like 1 or 2 deaths here would definitely cause us to not time the key, because we're very tight on time. And this is our second 21, I believe. We did Necrotic Wake and we did this as 21. The rest we did as 20. Wait, no, did we do Mists 21 as well, right? I think I did 1 Mist that was 21. I'm not sure, don't quote me on this. I think Mist was also 21, but I could be wrong. But yeah, we definitely can time higher keys, a little bit higher as well. Especially now, as I said guys, like, with this group that I'm playing with right now, we've been working on alts and stuff, so I'm looking forward to show you guys what our alts can do as well. So if you're curious, you know, about what I have to say about dungeons, or if you're curious about Holy Paladin play, that's gonna be up soon as well, as Pala is getting some decent gear lately. So I think he's ready for some bigger challenges. Although I do have to get a little bit more comfortable on the guy, but it will come in time. And here you can see why Grievous is annoying, as I was saying, like especially for us disc priests that lack like AoE heals. Like look at how much Grievous is doing. Like I think if you check the damage done in any of these pools, like Grievous would be #1. It's because I don't have any way to quickly bring people to full HP. And also one thing I noticed I need to get better at when I'm reviewing these keys, right? I really need to start using Ascended Boon more. I feel like sometimes I save it, but with the 2 cooldown reductions it's essentially a 1-minute CD, so I feel like I could get it off much more than I am right now. That being said though, I'm satisfied with the usage. I'm not saying it was bad, I'm just saying like it could have been better. And here we wait for all of them to stack, of course, and then I give PI to Hunter. He's gonna delete them all with the Wild Spirits. I make sure that I'm safe here, close to the team. They come to pick me up so I don't die to the Solitary Prey or whatever it's called. And I'm not sure what I'm saving my boon for still. I guess for the... I don't know.
Solitary prey.
I really don't know why I'm saving it. I think I'm probably thinking that I want 1 CD per brood assassin spawn. So like I'm using I used the Shadowfin first, you know, for the damage, and now I'm using a Rupture for the safety, and then I'll use Ascended Boon for the next set of brood assassins. Playing it safe, I guess. I don't think that's a bad decision, but I think that if I use Kyrian Boon on start, I could have used 1 more during, like now, I think it would be back by now. So maybe misplay in that sense. But yeah, you can see now clearly, yeah, as I said, like I wanted to have 1 CD per mechanic, so it's good. Like in terms of that, I made a good decision. As you can see, we're very safe. In terms of like purely optimized output, probably not ideal decision, but at least you know, everybody lived, it looked very safe, so that's good, right? I mean, ultimately, after all, our job is to keep people alive as a healer. I don't have any other duty, that's my main duty. Everything else we do is just extra, right? Just extra addition to what we bring to the table. Right, so here we need 15% more. We get that from these 2 mobs, and then from the inside, from the Ikus guy. Yeah, I kinda got stuck here, to be honest. Stab teammates, I'm stuck. It is what it is. Yeah, luckily Spiteful Grievous combination doesn't make this part too hard. Do be wary though. This section can be sometimes difficult with certain affixes like explosives, bursting, bolstering. That kind of thing. Anything that makes mobs around stronger, raging even, this can be a bit tough. You need to be very cautious. And yeah, here we can do a lot of damage here. By the way, we can do a lot with mines here. It's I like to purge the wicked them, like a few of them, and then throw a penance, and then just like do another mines here, and then another penance, and just spread the dots everywhere. And 2.7, I guess not the best, not the worst either. Kind of mediocre damage. It's not amazing, but it's not bad either, in my opinion. 2.7 for a healer, it's kind of alright. I feel like I could have done more. I feel like there's a lot of things I could have done to pre-position in order to be able to channel my spells longer, but it's, as I said, it's not that big of a deal. And here I fear then they stun, so we just CC the spirits and we go into Margrave, Stradama. Margrave, more like my grave Stradama, am I right, guys? Like this boss is an absolute menace for Disc Priest. It's a very hard boss.
Infectious rain.
On Tyrannical though. On Fortified, as you will see, even on high keys, it is doable, but you need to be very careful. The combination of Grievous and Acid Rain is... Infectious Rain is something else. This is... the amount of damage is overwhelming, and it And you really need to organize your cities here. You cannot just kind of wing it. I mean, you maybe you can, but I would highly suggest against it. You need to look at your defensive cities, and then you need to look at your team's defensive cities, and then you need to assign them, similar to how you do in the raid, right? So what I normally do is, so for the second one, you will be the strongest, because usually that's when you're bloodlust. So the first one is usually okay because everybody has CDs. So you need to look, does your group have any sort of dispels, or does it not? So here I help Hunter with the PI, of course. I mean it's just my duty, right? And then I throw some solos for extra mana. I'm waiting for the rain to actually go off, and now I do a Radiance, and I will do Ascended Boon. And keep in mind, if you want to maximize the damage of your boon, sorry, if you want to maximize the HPS output of your boon, in a group scenario, there are two ways to do it. You can either apply normal atonements, either by shielding or by healing everybody, and then do a boon, and it will last you long enough for the explosion to hit. Or you could do something that one of the people in one of the previous videos suggested. You essentially cast boon, you cast a blast. That's the thing that replaces smite. So you boon, you blast, then you press Radiance, and then you blast, Nova Nova, blast, Nova Nova, blast, Nova Nova, blast, and then it will explode. It depends on your haste how many you will be able to cast, but usually you should get a combination that I said. And when it explodes, the atonements will still be on the people, and the explosion is the one that damages the most, actually. So it's just like an overwhelming amount of healing. It's really crazy how much it heals. But yeah, that's gonna be it, guys. Really, thank you for watching. As I said, I'm sorry for the lack of videos. I will do more in the future. A lot more coming up. I'll be looking to push some keys. Here's the damage overview. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment. Let me know what you think, you know, if you want to, of course. If you don't, then all is well. Stay beautiful, guys. Thank you for watching. I'll see you around. Bye bye.